The bus slows as it climbs the narrow hill toward the old neighborhood. Lynn presses her forehead against the glass, watching familiar trees blur by. The town looks smaller, quieter, like it's holding its breath. Her heart beats faster with each turn of the road. When the bus stops, she steps down into the cool morning air. The same mailbox leans crooked beside the path. The same porch light flickers weakly against the gray sky. She inhales, steadying herself, and walks toward the house. The front door opens before she can knock. Nam stands there, polished shoes, neat hair, voice loud as ever. "You actually came," he says, half smiling. "Couldn't miss the show," Lynn replies, forcing a calm tone. He studies her worn jeans, the scuffed sneakers, the tired eyes. "Still doing that computer thing?" he asks, pretending not to sneer. "Something like that." Inside, the air smells of lemon cleaner and old wood. Her mother's framed photos line the wall, each frozen in happier years. Mai's laughter echoes from the kitchen, bright but sharp. "Look who's here," Mai calls, stepping out in a silk blouse. "You look casual." Lynn sets down her backpack. "Long trip," she says. Mai's smile doesn't reach her eyes. "Nam told me you're between jobs. There's an opening at Daniel's firm." She holds out a card. "Stable pay, benefits, nothing fancy but better than freelancing." Lynn takes the card, nods once. "Thanks." She slips it into her pocket without looking. In the living room, their father sits in his old chair, staring at the muted TV. "Bah," Lynn whispers, touching his shoulder. He blinks, then smiles faintly. "There's my little engineer." Her throat tightens. It's more recognition than she expected. Her mother appears beside him, slower, thinner, a walker under her hand. "You came home," she says softly. "I did." They hold each other for a moment too long. Nam clears his throat. "We'll eat in an hour. We've got things to discuss afterward." Lynn nods. She can already guess the agenda. Dinner, money, control. It's always the same. As she follows Mai into the kitchen, the chatter resumes, loud, practiced, polite. Mai pours wine, laughing too brightly about charity events and golf tournaments. Nam boasts about his promotion and the mayor's latest dinner invitation. Lynn listens, smiles when required, but her mind drifts. The contrast between them feels like a wall. They talk as if she never left, as if nothing changed. Every word reminds her why she did. When Mai hands her a stack of plates, Lynn catches her reflection in the glass door. A stranger among her own family. Still, she stays silent. She promised herself no arguments, no outbursts, no confessions. Not yet. Tonight, she will play her part. Tomorrow, she'll show them who she really is. The thought steadies her like armor. She exhales, sets the plates down, and takes her seat at the table. Dinner begins with the same formality it always had. The silverware gleams under the warm chandelier light. Nam carves the roast, like a man performing for an audience. Mai pours wine, smiling as if the room were full of cameras. Their parents sit quietly, grateful for the noise, unsure what to say. Lynn watches them, memorizing every glance and pause. She feels like a guest in her own childhood home. Nam starts the conversation, voice smooth and managerial. "So, Lynn, any luck with jobs lately?" She keeps her tone neutral. "I'm managing a few projects remotely." He chuckles, shaking his head. "Ah, freelance. That must be unpredictable." Mai leans forward, eyes shining with practiced concern. "Daniel says you're good with tech. He could use an assistant." Lynn takes a slow sip of water. "Appreciate the offer," she says. "But I'm not looking for something new right now." The air tightens slightly around the table. Nam raises an eyebrow. "You mean you can afford not to?" Lynn smiles without warmth. "I can handle it." He shrugs and returns to his plate. Their mother shifts uncomfortably, eyes darting between them. Mai jumps in with her favorite subject, herself. Daniel and I are hosting the mayor's fundraiser next month. She lists the guests, the decor, the menu, her tone dripping with pride. Their father nods absently, clearly lost in thought. When Lynn reaches to refill his glass, his hand trembles. Her stomach twists. The reality of his condition is sharper than words. Nam clears his throat again. About Mom's surgery, he begins, looking at his watch. The hospital's ready once we finalize payment and care options. Lynn looks up. What options? He gestures to a stack of glossy brochures beside him. Retirement centers, memory care units, top-rated facilities. My adds quickly. We already toured a few, all excellent. Lynn flips through the papers, her pulse quickening. You decided all this without me. My smiles politely. You were busy. We didn't want to bother you. The words land like small, calculated blades. Lynn sets the papers down. Her father frowns faintly, not following the tension. Her mother forces a smile. It's fine, sweetheart. They've handled everything. Lynn nods slowly. Of course they did. They always do. Nam leans back, clearly pleased with himself. We'll discuss costs tomorrow. Everyone contributes what they can. His tone makes contributes sound like a judgment. My pats Lynn's hand with rehearsed sympathy. You just do what's manageable for you. Lynn bites her tongue until she tastes iron. She won't explode here. Not tonight. They expect the same old Lynn, quiet, uncertain, dependent. Let them. Tomorrow will be different. She forces a soft laugh. Sure, we'll talk about it then. The table relaxes again, mistaking her calm for defeat. Lynn meets her reflection in the wine glass. Her eyes are steady, unshaken. They don't know it yet, but this is their last supper of control. She smiles faintly and takes another sip, letting the silence stretch. Morning light filters through the curtains, pale and heavy with silence. The dining table has been cleared, replaced by laptops and folders. Nam stands at the head of the room, sleeves rolled, ready for business. Mai flips through a planner, her handwriting neat and color-coded. Their parents sit nearby, tired, trying to follow the conversation. Lynn takes a seat at the far end, notebook closed, eyes calm. Nam connects his laptop to the TV screen. A PowerPoint opens, titled Family Care Strategy. He clears his throat like a CEO before a board meeting. We've researched the best facilities in the region, he begins. Mai nods, sliding forward a few brochures. Lakeshore Gardens is ideal. Full memory care, private rooms, beautiful views. Lynn glances at the pictures of strangers smiling in spotless hallways. Her chest tightens. Nam continues. The monthly cost is $18,000, all-inclusive. He clicks to a pie chart showing percentages in bright colors. Mai and Daniel will cover 40%. I'll handle 48%. Lynn, 12%. Her pen pauses midair. 12%, she repeats quietly. That's nearly $2,000 a month. Mai leans forward, voice sweet but sharp. We know it's a stretch for you, so we can lower it to $600. Her brother adds quickly, you can help by visiting more often instead. The condescension hangs thick in the air. Their parents look embarrassed, but say nothing. Lynn folds her hands together. And if I have another idea? Nam laughs, a short dismissive sound. Unless you've won the lottery, I think we're done here. Her heart pounds, but her face stays still. She checks her watch. Outside, the faint hum of distant blades begins to grow louder. Mai frowns, glancing toward the window. What's that noise? The sound swells, deep, rhythmic, undeniable. Her father squints through the curtains. Is that a helicopter? Lynn rises from her chair, voice level and calm. Yes, it's mine. The room freezes. Mai's mouth falls open. Nam turns pale, eyes wide, disbelief flashing across his face. Through the glass, the black helicopter lowers onto the front lawn. The Phoenix Data logo, gleams beneath the morning sun. The blades whip the air into chaos, rattling dishes on the table. Her mother gasps, clutching the armrest. What is happening? Lynn reaches for her coat, movements deliberate. We'll continue this conversation somewhere else, she says. Nam stammers, where are you going? She meets his eyes, steady and cold. To show you what real care looks like. A knock sounds at the door. A man in a tailored suit stands outside, headset in place. Ms. Tran, your transport is ready. She nods, turning back to her stunned family. Come if you want the truth. No one moves. She steps outside, wind tearing at her hair, heart steady as steel. This time, she isn't the quiet one. This time, she owns the sky. The helicopter rises above the rooftops, slicing through the pale blue sky. Lynn sits near the window, headset pressed against her ear. Her parents sit beside her, wide-eyed, holding hands tightly. Nam and Mai are silent, still processing what just happened. The pilot's voice crackles through the intercom. Arrival at Havenfield in 20 minutes. Lynn nods, eyes fixed on the horizon. Below, the lake glimmers like a sheet of glass. Her mother finally speaks, voice trembling. Where are you taking us? To a place I built, Lynn answers softly. Somewhere safe, somewhere better. Nam exhales sharply. You built a place, what are you talking about? Lynn doesn't respond. Her mind replays the long nights, the coding marathons, the silence of belief. The helicopter banks gently to the left. Through the window, manicured lawns and white columns appear below. Havenfield spreads across the hillside, elegant but calm. The aircraft lands with a smooth thud. A team in gray uniforms rushes forward to open the doors. Warm sunlight floods the cabin. Lynn helps her mother down, then her father. Their faces fill with awe and confusion. Welcome to Havenfield, she says quietly. A woman in a navy suit steps forward, smiling. Dr. Weiss, Director of Cognitive Wellness, she introduces herself. Mrs. Tran, Mr. Tran, it's an honor to meet you. Her father straightens instinctively, politeness returning. You're a doctor. Yes, Weiss replies gently. I've reviewed your files. I believe we can help slow the decline. Her mother blinks, tears threatening to spill. Nam looks around, eyes darting across the marble foyer. This must cost a fortune, he mutters. Mike crosses her arms, suspicious. Where did you get the money for this, Lynn? Lynn ignores them and gestures to a hallway filled with light. Come see. They walk past a therapy studio with advanced equipment. A library filled with familiar Vietnamese novels. A kitchen designed for accessibility. A garden visible through tall windows, blooming with magnolias. Her father stops beside a shelf of mystery books. You remembered these. Every one, Lynn says, smiling faintly. Her mother touches a polished handrail, whispering, It feels like home. Dr. Weiss nods approvingly. Our goal is dignity, not dependency. Nam shakes his head slowly. This is too much, it's impossible. Lynn turns to face him fully. It's not impossible when you stop asking for permission to succeed. Silence fills the space between them. Mai's voice wavers. So this is your secret life. Lynn looks out the window at the gardens. This is my real life, the one no one cared to see. Her mother steps closer, voice soft. Why didn't you tell us? Lynn exhales, steady and calm. Because I wanted you to believe before I had to prove. Outside, the wind carries the fatting echo of the helicopter. Inside, for the first time, her family begins to truly see her. They gather in the library, the air thick with disbelief and tension. Books line the walls, polished wood reflecting the afternoon light. Nam paces behind a leather chair, arms folded across his chest. Mai sits stiffly, clutching her phone like a shield. Their parents linger near the door, unsure whether to speak. Lynn stands at the head of the table, tablet in hand. Before we go further, you deserve to know the truth, she says. Nam scoffs. Truth? You staged a helicopter landing for attention. Lin meets his eyes, calm and steady. I staged it so you'd finally listen. She taps the tablet, and the large screen on the wall flickers to life. A corporate press release fills the display. Phoenix Data acquires Keylock Security, $68 million. My gasps. Nam steps closer, his confidence faltering. The next slide shows Lin's name beneath the title founder and CEO. Her mother covers her mouth. Her father whispers, "You built this." Lin nods once. For years you thought I was struggling. I was building something bigger. She swipes again. Patent documents, client contracts, banking statements flash in sequence. Her voice remains calm, but carries an undercurrent of hurt. You laughed when I said I'd make it work. You told me to get a real job. Nam's jaw tightens. Mai's eyes glisten with regret. Their father steps forward, voice shaking. Why hide it from us? Because it wasn't about proving you wrong, Lin replies softly. It was about building something right. Nam slams his hand on the table. So now what? You're rich and we're supposed to applaud. Her gaze doesn't waver. No, you're supposed to understand. The doctor from earlier knocks gently, then leaves them alone. Lin continues, Havenfield isn't a showpiece, it's a foundation. A place where people like Mom and Dad can live with dignity. Mai looks toward their parents, tears finally spilling. Her mother reaches for Lin's hand. All this time we thought you were lost, she whispers. I was, Lin admits. Lost in trying to be enough for you. Nam sinks into a chair, the fight leaving his voice. I just wanted to be the one holding everything together. You never had to, Lin says quietly. We could have shared the weight if you trusted me. Her father's eyes clear. Focused for the first time that day. We measured success by titles, not by truth, he says slowly. We were wrong. Lin's throat tightens. Mai rises and crosses to her, trembling. You didn't need to prove anything, she murmurs. Lin smiles sadly. I did, but not for me, for this family. The room softens. The years of judgment begin to crack open like old paint. Outside, sunlight filters through the windows, warm and forgiving. For the first time, no one speaks from pride or fear. They simply stand together, finally seeing one another clearly. Evening settles over Havenfield, soft and golden through the tall windows. Dinner has been cleared away, but no one wants to leave the room. The quiet hum of the fireplace fills the gaps where arguments once lived. Lin sits across from her family, the tablet dark now, the truth revealed. Her mother's eyes are still wet, but her hands no longer shake. Her father leans back, thoughtful, gaze steady and clear. Mai traces the rim of her glass, voice barely above a whisper. I spent years pretending everything was perfect. Her words hang in the air, raw and heavy. Those charity dinners, the designer clothes, all of it, just noise. Nam exhales, rubbing his temples. I thought success meant control, money, applause. He looks up at Lin, a faint smile breaking through the guilt. You proved it's something else entirely. Lin shakes her head gently. I didn't prove anything, I just stopped hiding. Their father clears his throat. When I compared you kids, I thought I was helping. I was wrong. His honesty stings more than blame ever could. Her mother nods beside him. We pushed you toward what we understood, not what you loved. Lin swallows hard, her chest tightening with emotion. I never wanted distance, she says softly. I just needed space to become someone you'd believe in. Nam leans forward, elbows on knees. So what now? What happens to all this? Havenfield stays, Lin answers. It's not mine alone. It's ours, the beginning of something new. Mai looks up, startled. Ours? Yes, Lin replies. The Havenfield Foundation will bear our family name. Each of us will have a role, Not for show, for purpose. Her mother smiles, weary but hopeful. You'd trust us with this. Lynn nods without hesitation. That's what family is supposed to be. Not control, not comparison, trust. Nam chuckles quietly, shaking his head. You always were the brave one. I just learned to be tired of proving, Lynn replies. Mai wipes her eyes, her tone lighter now. I could help with programs for art therapy. Something gentle, something human. Lynn nods, warmth returning to her voice. That's exactly what we need. Their father smiles faintly. And I'll handle the garden, he says, half joking. You'll handle the resting, Lynn replies with a laugh. The tension finally breaks, replaced by quiet laughter and peace. The night outside deepens, but inside the room, light lingers. For the first time in years, no one performs, no one competes. They simply exist together, equal, understood. Lynn looks around the table, heart full. The helicopter got your attention, she says softly. But honesty brought us home. Nam raises his glass, voice steady. To truth, then. Glasses clink, soft and real. For the first time, they are a family again, not by blood, but by choice. 6 months later, the sun spills gently over Havenfield's gardens. The flowers bloom brighter than before, as if they remember peace. Lynn walks beside her mother, who moves without her walker now. Her father waves from the bench, reading a newspaper with steady hands. Nam kneels in the soil, planting herbs for the therapy garden. Mai arrives with canvases, laughing, her paint-stained hands alive again. The air carries no tension, only quiet conversation and the sound of birds. Inside, the foundation office hums with new beginnings. Applications from young dreamers cover the desk in bright folders. Lynn signs the first grant with a calm smile. Her name no longer feels like armor, only truth. She steps outside, watching her family together under the wide sky. No speeches, no comparisons, no pride. Just the soft rhythm of understanding. Nam looks up and calls, "Dinner soon, boss." Lynn laughs, shaking her head. No bosses left here, only believers. The wind moves gently through the magnolias. For the first time, she doesn't need to prove or perform. She is seen. She is home,